move. We are not asking for the impossible. We are not asking for something which is unrealistic or unreasonable. We simply want to see that the next government will commit itself to an NHS increase in funding of 4% in real terms each year. And in fact, I think it is the least we could do for our own self-respect to ask for that degree of funding to preserve the NHS for our children and our parents and our neighbours and ourselves. Because it is up to us, we who are standing here in Leicester today, to insist on the preservation of the health service. The consequences of underfunding are being felt acutely in Leicester, Leicestershire and Rutland. We are facing a 5-year plan called Better Care Together. It proposes a radical restructuring of health and social care so that as much care as possible is transferred out of hospitals and into community settings. Well, that sounds very good, doesn't it? Nobody wants to be in hospital if they don't need to be in hospital. And some good things could come out of this plan. But there are also major problems with it. It is essentially a finance-driven plan, not a quality-driven plan. Even with the best intentions, which I believe our local health leaders have, even with the best intentions, it is very difficult when you've been told you've got to save £400 million in the next 5 years to put quality first. And we, the people of Leicester, Leicestershire and Rutland, are looking at the closure of 400 beds, a massive sell-off of NHS property. That's your property, my property and our property, and the likely shift to a workforce which overall has a lower skill mix. That is to say, more of our care will be given by less skilled and cheaper staff. This is not the time or the place to go into detail, but in my view there are major causes of concern, and we local people must not allow the leaders simply to implement this plan with no real public scrutiny or real public opposition where opposition is required. So finally, I just want to thank you again for coming here. I want to thank everybody who has contributed to making these marchers welcome. And I want to thank the marchers themselves for their inspiration and their imagination and for their faithfulness to the National Health Service. Thank you.